Good morning, guys. So today for writing, you are going to be making personal connections or text to self connections based off of the story that we read in reading today called Changes, okay? So in writing, we're going to make some text to self connections and we're going to write about them. Okay, so your teacher has already placed an assignment in your Google Classroom, but you're not going to complete that assignment until Wednesday. Today, you are going to follow along as I fill in my graphic organizer for text to self or personal connections that I had to the story Changes. Okay, so you're going to watch me fill mine out, and then on Wednesday, you're going to fill yours out on the document in your Google Classroom, okay? So for writing today, you do not have an assignment. You're only going to watch the videos on the writing slides, and then on Wednesday, you will have an assignment, okay? All right, so in reading, you read this book, Changes, and it was about a little girl who has experienced many changes, right? Some of those changes she is really sad about in the beginning when they happen, but then after some time, she becomes happy about those changes, okay? A few of the changes that I remember from the text are when her best friend moved away, when her kitten ran away, when she started a new school year, just like you did when you left kinder and you started first grade, when she started a new school year with a new teacher and a new class full of new kids that she didn't know, when her mom started a new job and her mom wasn't home after she got home from school anymore, and then when she lost some teeth, which many of you are losing teeth right now. So she's had quite a few changes in her life. And when I was reading this book, I connected to it in many ways. But today, I'm only going to share two of those connections that I had because we're eventually going to write a personal narrative, and I don't want to give myself too many choices to choose from because I think it's going to be kind of hard. So I figured maybe I'll just talk about two connections I had to the text so that I can choose one of these to write my personal narrative about. Okay, so I made two text to self connections or personal connections. And the first connection that I made was when I moved to Texas almost 3 years ago. And I didn't have any family here, and I moved here to teach. And it was my first time teaching first grade, and I didn't have any family. My family was all the way in Ohio. This is what that text reminded me of. Okay, so I'm going to put that in a complete sentence, okay? Just because I want to have enough explanation of my connection so that when I go to start my personal narrative, I have some information that I can gather from this graphic organizer. So I'm going to write it in a complete sentence, and I'm going to say, I made a text to self connection because this book reminds me of the time when I moved from Ohio to Texas, which was almost 3 years ago. Okay? I'm going to write, I had no family, or I didn't have any family here, and it was my first time teaching first grade. That's going to be my first connection. And then I'm going to come down here to this second box where I'm going to write about my second connection, my second text to self connection. Now, Some of you guys know about a little turtle that a student in my class found during recess in the circle drive. Well, I wanted to take care of this turtle because it looked like it was a baby. And so I brought it home and I set it up in an aquarium. And I would take it outside so often and let it walk around to, stretch its legs and get some sun. And one day I sat it on my patio to sunbathe, and I went back in the kitchen, and then I came back outside, and the turtle, who my daughters had named Cleo, she had disappeared. She was no longer on the patio anymore. And I didn't know where she went. I wasn't sure if she ran away, because even though they say turtles move slowly, this turtle was pretty fast. And she was gone. I didn't know if she ran away or if some large bird ate her or what happened. So I was really sad about that. I felt really sad about her leaving. And I really hope that she was okay. So that's going to be my second text to self or personal connection. Okay, so I'm going to say it again. My font is so big. Let's make this smaller. It's going to keep doing it, guys. Let's see. I made a text to self connection because this book reminded me of my baby turtle, Cleo, disappearing from my patio when I left her to sunbathe while I went inside to do my dishes. Okay? If you want, I want you to think about how you felt during your connections or the connections that you made. So down here at the end, okay, I'm going to go back and look at this. And I'm going to just add here, I felt very sad. Because when you write a personal narrative, guys, remember that this is a true small story about yourself, and you have to talk about how you felt. So this is where we're going to get our ideas from. I felt anxious and scared. Okay? Now, I've already made 2 connections. Now what I'm going to do is choose the one that I think I want to write a story about to share with you guys. So I think I'm going to choose my connection about when I moved to Texas. And I'm going to highlight it. All right, guys, this is what it's going to look like on Wednesday when you go to do your connections. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you again on Wednesday.